Good YouTube, I'm back again. Starbucks. HOTC, hardest city. Jordan Junkie. I'm getting tired. This like the third fucking video I shot on there. I'm looking at me like, this dude bored as shit, man. I got the same fucking thing he was. Because I've been shot at the same goddamn day. I got nothing else better to do right now. There's just a lot of shit on my mind. I just want to release it. And I hate tapping that damn keyboard. So I figured I'd get it out this way. Basically, I'm gonna talk about shooting one more time. I just wanted to test some sneakerheads' knowledge of the whole game, or at least some of the game I know, because I don't know everything yet. But basically, before I even start this, I'm just letting everybody know, like, this is not just my world and my life. This is not just a hobby to the extent of, like, oh, I just want to get shoes because everybody else getting shoes, and that's what's hot right now and shit like that, man. Let me let you in on something. I've been passionate about this shit since kindergarten. When I didn't, for people who didn't watch my first videos, which I see a lot of people still don't, people don't know that, like, I've been fucking with Jordans before I knew who Air Jordan was, or what Air Jordans was per se. Fuck that. Before Michael Jordan, I wasn't old enough to even know who he was. I just knew a shoe looked good, and as I got older, found out it was Air Jordan, which later on let me know who Michael Jordan was. They played for the Chicago Bulls. Okay, that's how deep it is with me, and it's going to become a business with me. I'm going back to school for business or whatever it is I gotta go back to school for. I want to open my own sneaker boutique. I want to make a business out of this. So it's not just something to play around with me no more. I take this shit seriously, man. But I just want to know, like, real, true sneakerheads. Who remember the early 90s, late 90s, the whole 90 decade when Jordans and some Nikes, when you could go to the store, of course they sold out the first day, but I mean, you didn't have to wait in no fucking line for 7 hours. Fuck that, you didn't have to wait in line for days. You just go in there that day, just make sure you're there when the store open, or at least a couple minutes before. And the most people you gotta deal with, most nonsense and bullshit you gotta deal with is 5 minutes worth of bullshit. And most likely that's just with dealing with getting your size, making sure you get your size, not dealing with niggas trying to bust. Niggas, you gotta write your name down on a piece of paper or get a tag or some shit like that. Like, you ain't not doing none of that shit. Well, that's what I want. I want sneakers. Then you go back to that. Who remember when you wasn't even calling it a sneak game? You just calling it you got some new sneaks. Who remember when sneakerhead wasn't even a fucking word? That word didn't even fucking exist. Hype beast, none of that shit. Hype over shit. None of that shit existed. Sneakers were still high, but I mean, the most you've seen a sneaker go for was 140 or 150, if that. Who remember them days? Who remember when you knew the price of every single Air Jordan that retroed? When you knew the 4s was 110, you knew the 11s was 125, you knew the 12s and the 13s was 150, and the most, when it started getting to the late 90s, the most they was going for was 165, 175, but they was going for that price because it was work put into that shit. The boxing, the fucking technology that went into it. It wasn't because everybody hyped that fucking shoe up, or after you get done selling it, after they sell out, you can sell it on eBay for however much you want, and there wasn't no fucking eBay. You had to trade it with somebody or know somebody who got it. But eBay, I can't blame eBay about everything, because eBay actually helped. And like I told you before all this sneaker game shit and all this, sneakers still was being sold on eBay, mind you. Now, I'm not going front. Sneakers still was going for a lot of money. I say around 2001, when the first retros came out. It was still some people, it wasn't heavy though. It was hard to find that shit. People still selling OG sneaks and all that shit. And some was still going for like $500 and shit like that. But that's when nobody was buying them at all. You had to be a real collector. You ain't just some dude like me. But now it's like everything goes for that price, and that just irks my soul because that's the reason you see in my video I was so pissed I couldn't get them black units. I was so scared. They were so fucking nice, man. Like I'm not a big fan of KDs, but I'm a fan of them and the Nerfs. Like that translucent soul with the African print is like you can't pass that shit up. I mean, the Kobe's was cool, but the LeBrons is fucking hard. They're not worth 170. It's just it looked like a Miami Night shoe to me. And they put the fucking African print inside. The bottom is cool, but it doesn't make sense to me. Now they going for 300. Like that type of shit I'm talking about. They're not worth 300 if you ask me. And that's another thing I can't stand. What is up with this fucking packaging? If you paying all this money for these shoes and the quality ain't that good, give me something. Give me something, man. That's all I ask. Like Seaman's about to drop. They 160. When they first when they originally came out, they was 110. $50 increase. And it do piss me off, but now it's worth it because since it's cement gray now, the quality do look a little bit better. And it comes with the plastic hang tag. They got the OG boxing, and they got the OG tissue paper. What more can you ask for? That is worth $169. I'm not gonna complain too much about that because I'm used to paying $150 for a pair of sneakers since I was in fucking 8th grade. I'm used to that shit now. But not no $220 for some motherfucking phone posits. And you give me a shitty ass fucking cardboard box. I know you can't wear the box, but unfortunately I keep my boxes now. And a lot of people always say you fucking stupid for keeping boxes. What's the point? It's just cluttered dust in your fucking closet. See, that's sneakerhead or like a hype beast to me type shit. Like you collecting a box just because it looked good, or you collecting a box because everybody else doing it. I don't do it because of that. To be honest with you, my little brother put me onto that shit. When I was living in my old crib, when I first started getting back into sneakers, heavy, like keeping them. Because back then, I was just buying shoes, fucking them up, and I buy another one. And I had too many responsibilities and shit to worry about sneakers at the time. But the cool grays, when they dropped, that was a must cop. I don't give a fuck if I wasn't wearing sneakers. I was getting them regardless. But I was going to keep that box regardless. I just like it. But I was getting a couple other sneakers after that. And I already had some Jordans sitting in the house, but I didn't have the boxes to them. But so me and my girl split ways, so I had a free room. So I used it as a shoe room in my closet and shit. And then I didn't have nowhere to put my shoes. So I built me a little rack or whatever. And the more and more shoes I'm getting, the more and more space I need for them, and I ain't got nowhere to put them. And I'm like slowly sitting sneakers on top, pairs of sneakers on top of pairs of sneakers, and the bottoms are dirty and it's fucking up top of my shoe. And he just said, "Why don't you just keep the box?" I was like, "Because I don't know." And he was like, "Well, if you keep the box, the more and more sneakers you get, you just stack them up on top of each other, box on top of box, and it saves you more space. Because if you keep them out the box, you gotta get more and more racks because you can't put the shoe on top of the box. You can't put the shoe on top of shoes unless you like it like that. I don't fucking like it like that. So the box is the perfect deal. You put it on top of each other. It saves more space. So I keep my boxes just for that alone. But now everybody else want to do it just to do it. So that was just a couple of thoughts, my little rant. I got some shoes to review, but I just don't want to review them yet because one of them is I just got it to get it. I love this shoe, but I mean nobody else do. So there's a couple more shoes I want to get, and I think if I can get my hands on by Friday, it's gonna shock a few people. It ain't no, don't get me wrong, ain't no die hard heat, the jaw cry the fuck over. But for how much I paid for it, it might shock you. But you know, rate, comment, subscribe, get at me. I'll be back soon. Peace.